On the debate, Manishankar Iyer tonight. Manishankar Iyer made a comment which is so controversial today. He said he would actually be very happy if the Commonwealth Games is not a success. He's joined by Suhel, Seth, noted sports journalist Pradeep Magazine, and well-known sports activist Rahul Mehra. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I first want to open this debate by asking you, Mr. Manishankar Iyer, were you being too cynical? Too cynical. I know you have problems with the CWG, but were you being a bit too cynical when you made that comment?
Why don't you please inform your audience of the totality of what I said? I was looking on the bright side of things and in a very humorous mode. I said that if the good thing about the games not being successful would be that we would not need to host these wasteful mega sports events again. The question asked of me is, आप इस बारिश के बारे में क्या सोचते हो? और मैंने जवाब दिया कि मुझे दो कारण से खुशी होगी. एक कि कृषकों का उत्पादन बढ़ेगा और दूसरा कि यदि ये कामयाब न हो तो तब ऐसे खेल को हमें दोबारा मेजबानी देने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. Now that was the remark. Now if you twist this out to say that I only said that I hope and pray that these games will not be a success, it may be good journalism, but it's very far from the truth.
No, because Mr. Kalmadi also responded to you. I'm going to get a first rebut to Manishankar Iyer. Yeah.
Naturally, if you go and twist my words to Kalmadi, what else can he do but react? But my reaction to what he said is that the biggest anti-national act would be a flop games. And my fear and apprehension is that this anti-national act is going to be performed by Mr. Kalmadi and his cohorts.
Okay, Delhi citizen, Suhel Seth response to Manishankar Iyer first. Go on, Suhel.
No, I think it's a very feeble attempt on the part of Mani to justify what he said. The tragedy is that in the international arena or in perceptual terms, what Mani said will be perceived incorrectly even though Mani didn't mean it. I mean, every news channel today or not is playing it out, and it seems to suggest that the very own Congress party who brought these games, like they did the Asiad, today has a division. And that a former sports minister has gone on record to say that I think these games, I will be happy if these games are a flop. Whether the games succeed or not is another matter.
Full of errors.
But the fact that you say it, is improper and I think extremely cynical, apart from being very, very bitter.
Counter rebut from Manishankar Iyer.
Manishankar's views
the statement
against Kalmadi.
Is full of errors. It was not the Congress government that brought these games. It was the NDA in 2003. And what clinched the Indian bid was what Mr. Kalmadi's people call an inducement of giving $100,000 to every single Commonwealth country, including developed Commonwealth countries like Britain, Australia, New Zealand and Canada. I don't think that was very ethical. And when I was within government, I kept expressing all these doubts and apprehensions, requesting that the organizing committee be removed, and as in the case of the Asian Games 1982, a special organizing committee be put up, and that some kind of a ceiling be put on the amount of money that was going to be spent. There's nothing I'm saying today which I didn't say from within the government. So please don't make this an internecine war within the Congress. I've just heard your correspondent saying that everything is in a shambles. Now, I'm not only a congressman, I'm also an Indian. And it is my duty, especially as a Gandhian Indian, and based upon the slogan on which our country is based, which is Satyameva Jayate.
No, there are huge fallacies in the argument.
I say it.
No, but then say it. You were sports minister. Why didn't you resign? You didn't, because you didn't want to. It's your government now.
Oh, you just don't know.
Who's your prime minister?
I'm sorry, he's talking rubbish.
Into the Rajya
when
Sabha
I was minister...
I'm sorry.
When I was a minister of
you
sports...
refuse to listen to anyone else's
please don't tell me what the problem with me is. When I was Minister of Sports...
No, there is a serious problem. You're basically a bitter, cynical...
When I was Minister of Sports, not only within the government, but on several public platforms, I expressed my grave reservations about the Commonwealth Games and made constructive suggestions about how they may be organized properly. I was overruled. And I kept begging the Prime Minister to relieve me of this portfolio. So please don't twist the past. The fact of the
No,
matter
so the
is,
Prime
I
Minister
have been
relieved you of the
consistent on
portfolio?
this issue.
Money,
Yeah,
the Prime
he did.
Minister
I was
relieved you of the
delighted.
portfolio.
He accepted my request.
No, I completely accept the point that you made, and you did voice grave reservations then. I'm only asking you a simple question. What signal does it send out to the rest of the world, notwithstanding to India, when Manishankar Iyer, who's reasonably widely regarded as sensible and sane, comes out from Parliament and then issues a statement which you may believe has been erroneously played out, where he says that I would be unhappy if the games were successful? That's not surely a way of building any kind of affection or empathy or pride in the Made in India brand.
Now one part of this is Suhel said. One part. Now let's not digress. One part of this very important debate is what Manishankar Iyer said or did not say, and I think Mr. Iyer has had an opportunity to explain his side of the story on this one. The other part of the story is, and I'm going to ask Lalit Bhanot, who's Vice President of the IOA, also with us, Rahul Mehra is with us, and Pradeep Magazine. We paid 35,000 crores, Mr. Lalit Bhanot, for what? You know, Beijing was ready in 1 year in advance for the 2008 games. Here there are 60 days, Nehru Stadium is in shambles. Glasgow is on track for the 2014 Olympics. Delhi is in chaos. London was ready 2 years in advance, Mr. Bhanot. And here we are hoping, like in an Indian wedding, it will all be done 1 week before. Why?
Let me say first, Delhi is definitely ready as far as the sports infrastructure is concerned.
Sir.
I have heard what your reporter was reporting about the Nehru Stadium, that water is standing. This is totally untrue. I was in a Nehru Stadium. I am also athletic expert. I know the synthetic track. I know the FOP field of play. It is perfectly world class. Nehru Stadium is world class.
1,090 crores.
I am not concerned about the money here.
No,
it is
Mr.
the government who has spent the money. It is 1 crore or 100,000 crore.
Let me tell you,
concerned.
Mr.
But
Bhanot,
the issue is
substandard track condition and drainage system is an issue. Peripheral and landscaping work
when you are talking about the Nehru
complex
Stadium, I am saying it is perfectly all right. Yes, drainage can be there. If it rains, something happens wrong, it is testing, we can correct it. It is not that it has happened during the games. It is not happening during the games. That is why everything is being tested now. And we will correct it.
Sir,
we will correct it. And if you are talking that the London is ready 2 years ago, I will again come back to a point why we started the infrastructure late. Who was responsible for that? You can criticize the organizing committee for everything, but who ultimately is responsible for the construction of the infrastructure? It is not the organizing committee. The organizing committee is responsible for the conduct of the game, and infrastructure was the responsibility. I am thankful to Mr. Gill, what Mr. Kalmadi has said today, that he enhanced the pace of the work and completed the thing. Now we are ready. Everybody should be happy. All Indians should back us.
Please don't make this an issue. Mr. Bhanot, with all respect, Mr. Bhanot, with all respect, don't make this always an issue of India should back us. Like Sheila Dikshit every time says, don't discourage us. I mean, this is accountability. Rahul Mehra is coming into the debate.
It is an Indian event.
Indian event, but you spent money, it's taxpayer money. India wants to be proud of this. India does not want a 1,000 crore complex
with... I think when the 67 days, we are away for 67 days from the games, we are still debating whether it is correct to have the games or to spend the money. I think it makes no difference.
I don't think that is not the issue.
We have spent the money. We are conducting the games. I think everybody needs to join hands and fight it out that everybody.
But you are not above questioning. Mr. Bhanot, let it be clear, the Indian Olympic Association is not a law unto itself, which is beyond questioning. Questions will be asked. I think more questions will be asked.
Because when we are 67 days away from the game, I think this is no time.
I don't know.
We should criticize
Mr.
why we are hosting this game.
Bhanot, I'm not questioning whether we are having the games. The question is, where did with all this money spent, why can't you meet a deadline?